A patient has a blood pH of 7.2. Which compensatory mechanism would you expect as part of the bicarbonate buffer system response? Now pause the video and comment what you think the answer is. We want blood pH to be somewhere between 7.35 and 7.45. So this pH is too low, which means the blood is too acidic. The bicarbonate buffer system is how we regulate blood pH, and it's one of the most important concepts on the MCAT because they love testing about it. I've drawn this to represent a blood vessel, and inside is the reaction that creates the bicarb buffer system. CO2, which is produced in our cells during metabolism, combines with H2O in the blood and creates carbonic acid. Carbonic acid then dissociates into a bicarb ion and H plus ions. As more carbonic acid dissociates, the H plus ion concentration goes up, which lowers the blood pH. So according to Le Chatelier's principle, if we have more CO2 in the blood, this drives the entire reaction to the right, which ends up creating more H plus ions in the blood. In the problem that we have here, we need to raise the pH, so we need to lower the H plus concentration. And there are two main ways that the body does that. One is through respiration, where you can breathe faster, and when you breathe faster, you lower the amount of CO2 in the blood because you're breathing it out. And that will cause the reaction here to get driven to the left, again according to Le Chatelier's principle, which lowers the amount of H plus ions in the blood and increases pH. The other thing we do involves the nephrons in the kidneys. A lot of stuff gets filtered out of the blood and enters the Bowman's capsule of the nephron, and this includes some bicarbonate ions. Then in the proximal convoluted tubule, which is this section of the nephron between those two lines I just drew, some of those bicarb ions can travel from the nephron back into the bloodstream in a process called reabsorption. And if we reabsorb more bicarb ions, then we can look back at that equation we have above, and according to Le Chatelier's principle, that's going to drive the reaction to the left, which will lower H plus ions. Also at the proximal convoluted tubule, we can move H plus ions from the blood into the nephron in a process called excretion. And again, that's going to lower the H plus in the blood, which will raise the pH. And the only answer that matches what we've talked about is B, because it's talking about increasing our respiration rate, which will lower the CO2 in the blood, driving that reaction to the left, lowering the H plus concentration, and raising the pH. Let me know in the comments what other topics you'd like to see covered.